Why does one kind of animal thrive in a warmer ocean while another does not?
With climate change, there will be winners and there will be losers.
A search beneath the sea for the secrets of survival. Over the last 100 years, the ocean, home to so many living things, has been growing warmer. And in the years to come, scientists project it will keep on warming to temperatures that were once unimaginable. How will a much warmer environment affect marine animals? That's what biologist Markus Frederich is trying to figure out.
The increase in temperature has an effect on basically every single living thing in the ocean. Simply because temperature is one of those key drivers of biology. It affects every single process in every single animal.
Here on the Maine seacoast, Markus and his students are hunting for an animal called the green crab, an animal that's unfazed by rising temperatures.
With climate change, some animals do perfectly well. Those are the winners of climate change. This goes exactly against what you would generally expect a scientist to say. Typically, a scientist says it gets warmer, therefore the animals are doomed. But if you're a green crab, you love climate change.
As the ocean has grown warmer, the green crab's population along the Maine coast has exploded.
What's striking about the green crabs is how successful that they've been in the Gulf of Maine and how they've proliferated along the western Atlantic.
Oh, good.
But people here have come to hate these climate change winners because they've been gorging on the shellfish, such as mussels and clams, that many people in Maine rely on to earn a living. But if green crabs clearly appear to be climate change winners, other marine animals defy such easy labeling. Consider, for example, the American lobster. In Maine, it's the most valuable of all marine animals.
What we know so far is that the adult lobsters will be struggling with increasing temperatures. Lobsters are cold water species. When it gets warmer, the adult lobsters will have a problem.
Higher water temperatures damage the lobster's shells, their immune and respiratory systems, and can even kill them. But like many species, lobsters have a simple way to respond to a hostile environment. They just move someplace else. And as the Atlantic has grown warmer, that's just what they've done. Relocated from Long Island and southern New England to the cooler waters off Maine, where today, lobsters are plentiful. But the warming of the Atlantic keeps pushing them to the north. By 2050, the lobster population here is expected to shrink to about half its current size.
And the lobsters will simply move further north into Canada, where at this point, the waters are still way colder. From a very human, selfish standpoint, that becomes a big problem.
But if ocean warming is clearly bad for people who catch or eat lobsters, how does it look from the lobster's point of view? To find out, Markus and his student Aubrey Jane are investigating an early stage in the lobster life cycle, when the animals are called larvae. Other researchers who've studied them have drawn conflicting conclusions. Some studies suggest that the larvae, just like the adults, are harmed by warmer temperatures. But other research has found just the opposite. that some degree of warming actually helps larvae to survive. Because at a key stage in their lives, they make a perilous journey from the surface down to the colder waters of the ocean floor, where if the temperature drops below about 54 degrees Fahrenheit, they're at risk of dying.
For the juvenile lobster, when the ocean gets warmer, there might be more ocean floor available for those lobster larvae to actually be successful and turn into adult lobsters.
Oh yes, that's the big guy.
It's a hypothesis that Markus finds intriguing.
Okay, and then let's see.
To put it to the test, Markus and Aubrey are collecting data on how temperature changes affect the larvae's use of oxygen.
There he is.
Now you can fire up your machine.
We look at oxygen consumption because it's a metric for metabolic rate. We can alter the temperatures and see how the metabolism of the juvenile lobsters reacts to the changing temperatures.
Later, Aubrey looks at another clue, how the animal's DNA responds to changing temperature.
So all kind of animals have different genes in their DNA, which are there to act like alarm signals or mechanisms to deal with stressful situations. By understanding which genes get turned on and get turned off, we can find out how and why the larvae can survive in different conditions created by climate change.
Could it be that deep within their genes, these little lobsters have the biological tools to be climate change winners? Just like the green crab? For Markus, the search for answers to questions like these is the greatest pleasure of science.
There are moments, especially when I'm out in the field, when I wonder, they pay me for doing this out here. They're nuts. It's just fun. Sometimes we're completely confused and surprised by what we find. But that's the beauty of science. We do our experiments and then we find out.